All right, good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys hear me? All right. I hope everyone can hear me, right? I just can't get into the meeting. Okay. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. For today, we will go to the second part of uh, this program, right? So I would like to show you my PowerPoint slides first. Let me share you the screen. All right. Okay. So for this week, we will talking about. Okay, let me move on to the next slide first. Right. So academic for English for academic writing, right? Last week, the week one, right? We already talking about introduction to research writing. For this week, the second week, we're talking about paragraph writing, right? Every research paper, you need to start from writing a paragraph. So we will go on the detail of it, what kind of paragraph we need to write, all right? On how to write in a paragraph. Okay, so but last week, I did mention to you, right, on introduction to research writing that I want to share with you some extra tool in research writing. I would like to introduce to you ChatGPT, right? So it will guide you, I mean, maybe give you some idea or help you to write your research paper, right? So now I would like to share with you right? ChatGPT to do the research, right? Let me share you here. Yeah, right. Okay. Now, as you can see here, I'm at the ChatGPT website. If you never use this program before, maybe you can go to the Google and use searching for ChatGPT, right? So, and this is a common one that I use for this program, right? So it's kind of like free for now, right? I made it. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't upgrade it to be for payment. So let's see here, right? I would type in here, right? You can using this kind of instruction to tell the program what they need to do, right? So I type in here as act as a master degree student, right? As you are a master degree student, so you just mention, right, to telling this program that you need to act as the master degree student, and then you are going to write research about motivation of VFL for university students. So this is just example, right? So if you want to, what is your topic or your idea, right? You can put in there, right? Mention in there what you want to write about it. So for me, I don't know what I'm going to write, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should write about the motivation of the student, right? To learn the language. So I just typing the command like this to the program, right? Then the program will be showing us some of the idea that we can use, right, in the research. For example, they will start, right, with the titles to give us an idea to exploring motivation factor in French, seeing English as a foreign language, learning among university students. So this is the title of your research. And then there's an abstract, there's an objective, right? So maybe you can read some kind of this as the idea for you to start to write your research. You don't know what to start. So maybe you can can see this as an example, right? A methodology, then they're showing the quantitative, qualitative, how to collect it, and then the outcome of the the methodology, the resource of it, right? So this is what they give you as an idea. So if you don't know what you want to get, right, maybe you can, right, use this command, right, as in right, as in the chat GPT, right? For you, I send you the command here, so maybe you can just copy and then you can use, all right, to find out what research you want to study. So this is an example of how we use ChatGPT, right, to help us in case you still don't know what to write, all right, any ideas like that, right? Okay, so this what we have learned last week. So for this week, right, week 2, we were talking about the paragraph writing. As you can see in every research, you see we have a lot of paragraph, right? Okay, in the paper. So we will talking about it in this section, right? So as the beginning, I would like to talking about the models of the writing process, right? You need to what you need to do in writing process, right? And then we were talking about the paragraph writing in the details of it, right? So for today class, I might have some example or activity for you to do. So I hope you all can right, maybe help me with the exercise, right? Answer the questions, right? Or example, right? Activities here for today. So first of all, let's be talking about the models of the writing process. In writing process, right, you have to have a pre-writing. Pre-writing means maybe it's a draft or something that you prepare for writing, right? Maybe you have mind mapping, right? And then you write it in detail. Then after that, you need to review and rewrite, as you can see here. So the first thing you do at the pre-writing, so you get ready to write. You think about what is your topic, then you need to narrow from your topic. What is it related with your topic, right? Sometimes you brainstorming, right? You make a list, you write a free writing, right? Just write whatever you have an idea of, or you have a mapping, right? Then after that, you do editing, right? You cross out some idea that not related. And then after that, you do the writing, which is the drafting, right? Because after this, you still need to editing, right? Checking. So after you drafting, you draft all the idea that you got, you arrange in a correct paragraph, right? And after that, you need to do reviewing and revising. So for this part, reviewing and revising is sometimes you need someone else to help you with your paper, right? Maybe you ask your supervisor to recheck your paper, you ask your friends, or maybe you ask someone that profession, right, in the language, right? If you know someone or someone else that professor in your in term of language, like because it's about English, right? So you can ask them to helping you to revise, to check, right, to review, reading again, right? So sometimes we call as a peer editing, right? Someone that helping you to check your paper, all right? Okay, so let's we go to the next part. After you review and revising already, you need to rewrite. It's not just you writing, people comment, this part is not good, you need to fix this part, and you just left it like that, right? You need to rewrite it. Which part you need to correct, you make it correction, right? Which part you need to take it out, you delete it, you need to do it, right? And after that, right, you need to do proofread again, right? After you fix everything, right? After you correct everything, grammar, spelling, right? You also need to do proofreading, right? Okay, so Now, I would like to start with the pre-writing. In this process, right, have pre-writing, writing, reviewing, and revising. We will go to each part in not really in detail, but I just want to give you an idea, right? So the first one, pre-writing. To get to write, you need to know about your topic, right? I would say maybe you get a topic, right? How to make pad thai, right? I hope maybe you ever try pad thai, right? So when you got a topic, you need to think, what are you going to write about it, right? How to make a pad thai. So you must thinking, oh, it's for pad thai, right? So maybe first thing you need to write about how you prepare the ingredient, what are the ingredients, right? The cooking process, right? How do you make it, right? Or maybe you talk about the taste, and lastly, talk about the price, right? So from here, you list what you think is can be, I mean, possibility you can add it in your paragraph, right? So as you can see here in the full list here, prepare ingredients, cooking process, taste, and price, right? The thing is, the list that should not be writing in this topic should be price, right? Maybe you no need to mention about the price at all, right? Because this is talking about how to make pad thai. So you might need to mention what is the ingredient, how you prepare, and then the taste, right? Because you need to tell them the taste because the one that cooking this pad thai should know what is the outcome of this kind of food, right? It's not just like you mix everything together and then at the end, maybe the taste is different, right? So that's why you should mention a bit about the taste of the food, right? So this is how you write, you pre-writing, you list it, and then you cross it out, something that not related, right? So this one is listing, right? Meeting and listing. Some of you might like to do a mapping, right? So this is your topic, right? What should I study, right? This topic of yours, and then you make a mind mapping, right? You across it, right? So you across something that you think is not related or it should not be in your paragraph, right? You maybe you went after you list it and you feeling this one is the most uh related to the topic, right? The one that not related, you just cross it out, right? So this one is on editing part, right? This one is copywriting, right? You get an idea come out of it, right? The next part we'll call as the drafting, right? In drafting, you should have, right, your topic sentence, supporting and conclusion sentences, right? In your drafting. So this part, I will talk with you in the detail about the paragraph writing because this part will relate it. So in writing part, you should be arranged already, right? What is your topic sentence, your supporting sentence, and concluding sentence, right? After you drafting, you need to revise and review, right? Asking someone to check, right? After you have topic sentence, after you have a supporting sentence, concluding sentence, then maybe you need someone to review, right? Oh, you write it wrong. You need to change your grammar. Your spelling is wrong, right? Maybe your vocabulary is not formal, right? You need to change the word, right? So in this part, you might ask someone to check, and mostly people will be suggest you something, right? You need to change this part. I think you need to add more about this, right? So this is on the review and revising, right? So in this part, friends or you don't have your foreigner friends or professor that can help you, I would like to suggest this program called Outright. Or maybe some of you might heard about Grammarly or the other website that help you to check grammar. So this is one of the website that can helping you, right? Called as Outright. So I would like to show you a little bit how to using of this website, right? So this website is free website, right? For the basic, right? The basic. in this part, right, you can put the data in here, right? Should be in form of the words, right? The one that in the tables or graph and pictures cannot be put, right? So you just starting to get in for free, right? And then here there's some, right? So you can just putting here, right? Right. So you just putting here the thing that you want to put, right? For example, you want to write, you're writing a paragraph, you want to check, is it your grammatical correct, your vocabulary, spelling correctly? So you can put it in here, right? If you mark it, right, your spelling is wrong, right? Then you click on it to fix it, right? Customize, oh, your spelling is wrong again, right? Or the preference, right? Your spelling is wrong again, then you fix your paper, right? As you see here, you can check. And if you feel like, I don't think it needs to be changed, right? Or you feel like it is from the website is not correct, right? It's okay to do so. All right. It's not. I would say not all the time that the website is correct, because sometimes in the term that you use, right, you might need some vocabularies or some term that not regularly used, right? So uh, you might need to see, is it good or okay, right? So for example, they tell you to improve this phrase, right? So you read it first, should I change? If you feel it's okay, you no need to change, right? So maybe they suggest to use the other kind of voice, right? For this one, they're telling to use active voice. So do you feel like you need to? If not, you don't need to change, right? So I would say most of the time that I use this website, I would check about spelling and grammar. But for the other part, I would see their suggestions, but I not feel, if I not feel it's I need to change to be what they suggest, I will not change about it, right? So I would just suggest to you, right, for this website, all right? So it's depend on you, right, if you want to use it or not, right? But I would say if you having peer your friends or someone that can edit your work, check your work, it would be better, right, to help you. All right. So after that, right, after you check grammar and everything, you need to do rewrite. You need to write your work again from what you did, right? You correct grammar, spelling, and everything, right? And then you write it again, your paper, right? So this is the process of how you be a good writing, right? Next one, I'm going to move on, right, to the paragraph writing. Now let's we get into the detail of this. Okay, so there are three parts, right? The first one is the element of good writing. Next one, the types of paragraph, and then the last one is the part of paragraph, right? I would like to go quickly to the first one. Elements of good writing, right? To be a good writing, you need to have a purpose, why you write it, right? Your audience, who is your audience, right? For example, the research paper, right? Who will read this paper, right? For example, if you read about medication, right? Medical, right? So most of these might be about the doctor, right? Something so that is your audience, right? So same here, right? If you having your audience as the learner, right? I mean, might be some other what is it, university students or some other researcher that need to read your paper. So that is your audience. You need to qualify it, right? Next one, clarify, right? Okay, so we will go to detail how to qualify it. Unity of your paper, then how to use the coherence, right? So to be a good writing, you should have these, at least these 5 elements on your paper, right? This here come to the first one. So there's the most common goal, right, for the academic writing, right? There are three goals. The first one is to inform the reader, right? You just want to telling them, right? Next one, to persuade the readers. It means that you want them to do something, to act something, to agree with you, right? So you persuade them. Then the last part is to entertain the reader, right? To make them to have fun, to enjoy it, right? So let me see here. In this part, right, you should have, right, the purpose statement, right? It's a short sentence that clearly define, right, the point of the paragraph. So the purpose statement is about, you just clarify what are you going to tell? Are you going to tell? Are you going to to do what, right? So the purpose statement will be here. I would like to show you the example, right? If you get the topic like how to make pad thai, right? So your proposed statement, it should be about explain, right? You explain them, right? The process of it, how to make a pad thai, right? But if you get a topic, the effect of playing online game, the effects, right? So the purpose of this paragraph, it should be to tell, right? You don't need to explain how to play game, right? So you're not just need to tell them the negative effect, right? And the result of playing, right? Then the next one, if you get the topic like the most beautiful beach that I ever seen, right? So in this part, you need to describe, right? Describe the beach, right? Describe what you see, right? This is the difference of each topic, right? So how do you know what you're gonna use, which part you're gonna use? So you need to think about uh what are you going to do? Are you going to explain? Are you going to tell or describe something, right? So let's we see first the first topic, right? The effect of playing online game, right? In this part, you're telling about negative and the result of playing game, right? For example, I give example of ROV game, right? In this paragraph, you might mention, right? Oh, it's making you sleepless, right? Making your eye pains, right? Making you headache. So this is you just telling them what is it, right? The effect, right? Next part, right? Let's see in the next one, right? So if you're talking about the most beautiful beach you describe, right? Why? Why do you think it's beautiful, right? So you might mention a little bit, right? When did you go visit that place? Where is it that place you go, right? So explain why you think it's beautiful, right? Beautiful beach, just like nice weather, right? So and how, right? How do you describe about it, right? So you might talk about the details of it, right? To describe in this part, right? So if you need to describe something, you might need to talk in a little bit in the details, right? Like this one, okay? All right. So that is the part that we call, what is it? The purpose, right? The purpose of uh, the first thing is the purpose of the writing, right? You need to have purpose, right? You want to inform, persuade, or entertain, right? Okay, let's we move on to the next part. After this, we'll be talking about, let me go through this one. Okay, next part, right? There are 5 elements. The first one is the purpose. The second one is audience, right? So the audience, you need to talking about the viewpoint of person, right? In this part, you need to use correct, right? Correct person, first, second, and third person, right? And then the second part, you need to consider about the language of writing, right? Is it should be formal language or informal language, right? Right. Okay. So let's we go here. First, second, third person, right? Formal and informal. I think most of you know how to use the person already, right? And then formal and informal, right? To be informal might say a lot of, right? For formal term will be numerous, right? Better, improve, right? Yeah, blow up, explode, right? So this kind of term you need to know about it, right? You need to know about it, about the formal term, right? If you need to write, and especially for the academic research, right? You need to use formal term, right? Most of the time. Okay, so let's go to the first thing, right? We'll point out the person, right? As you can see here, the first person, if a singular will be I, me, my, right? Plural will be us. Second person, you, right? Third person, he, she, it, right? They or them, right? I think, right? This is a common one, right? So let's see here. My sister drive her car to the shopping mall, right? So you need to mention this is the first person, this is the third person, right? Or the other, right? I would giving you here, right? So why do we need to consider that we need to use the person correctly? Because if you use this wrong, it's confusing, right? It's confusing, right? In the content, right? But I would say most of the research, right? They're not really use a person. They're not gonna say, oh, I do the research about this, how you feel, right? Most of the time, we're not gonna use that, right? But there is some that can be used, so that's why you must mention it correctly, right? Okay, so we get a little bit relaxed in here, right? I would like you to tell me, right? Which one is the correct pronoun, right? To use in here, right? On Sunday afternoon, my mother and I went to visit my uncle. I told my mother that I was looking forward to see him again, right? So he or she was delighted to hear this and I. Right? Can anyone answer me here? Could we answer she or he here? Can you guys follow up with me?
He.
He, very good. Why you oh, sorry, not he, it's she, sorry. She, right. Uh, right. I'm sorry, I was wrong, right? I thought it's he also, right? But it's she because, sorry, because this one was mentioned about mother, right? About mother. So that's why using she, right? She was delighted to hear this or I.
Liz.
Right, very good, right? To hear this, right? The story that you want to tell, right? Unfortunately, my sister Diana and my father were unable to attend because they or he had to work that weekend.
Lee.
So you have to see here, right? The storyline, right? They or he. So it's mentioned here, right? My sister Diana, right?
They.
Very good. Diana and my father. So there are two people here, right? You need to use they. All right, very good. Next one, my mother and I drove to my uncle's house. When we or I arrived, my
we.
right? Right. Why do you answer we? We is mean who and who?
Mother and I.
My mother and I. Very good. My mother and I, right? Arrived and my uncle and his wife greeted us or we at the door.
Greeting us.
Very good. Greeting us, right? Us is mean me and my mother, right? And then they, she were very excited to see us or it. All right, let me see number 7. They or she.
They were. They.
Very.
Right, they were, right? You can see here were, right? You swing, right? And then very excited to see
us.
Very good, to see us, right? Right, so this is how you use pronouns correctly, the first, second, or third person, right? This is just an example. I think most of you are commonly can use how to use, right? The pronouns, but when you're writing the article, sometimes you get confusing because not all the time you're using pronouns, right? Sometimes you mention about researchers, right? And then after that, you mention they or them, right? So sometimes you might need to check again, is it really a singular person or researcher or researchers, right? So you need to recheck again, right, about that part. All right. So this is the beginning, right? It's very common, the person, right? Then next part is about formal and informal writing. Okay. In this part, I would like to show you here. I would like to give you example, okay? The type of the writing. If you talk about the importing voting, right? The importing voting may be about the, like, I know you might voting, right? Who will be the prime minister or something like that, right? So you need to write it formally, right? If you write a letter to your friends, right? Maybe you're just using informal, right? And maybe you describe about your best vacation. So you can use both formal and informal, right? You can use informal to tell your friends, right? Oh, I have the best vacation ever. I went there, and there, right? But if formal, maybe you have to say, write it to your teacher, an essay, right? That part you might need to use the formal term, right? Okay. Now, I would like to show you here, right? If you write an email to your cousin, maybe it's about informal, right? Let's we skip on the person part first, right? I would like to you to share an idea. Number two, a paragraph about the first Olympic Games, right? So they want us to write a paragraph about the first Olympic Games. You think in this essay, I mean not essay, this one we used in the paragraph. In this paragraph, right? Should we write it as formal or informal? The first Olympic Games.
Three.
Right. I mean, the person, right, will be second and third person, right? Oh, correct, right? This part. How about the level of writing? Is it should be formal or
Formal.
informal?
Formal.
Formal. Right,
Yeah.
very good. It's formal, right? You should write it formal, right? Because you write it to tell the story, right? I mean, not the story. You just need to tell what about it on the Olympic Games. How about a paragraph about your trip to Mexico? The person that will be
First.
right, first, second, or third, right? It depends on your storyline. How about the level of writing?
Informal.
It's informal because it's about your trip, right? Your trip, how was it, right? How about next part, the paragraph telling how to bake bread? Right, I will help you with this. The person might be second or third, right? You're telling someone how to, right? So when you're writing, you should write informal or informal.
Formal.
Right, formal, very good. The first step, what you need to do. The second step, what you need to do, right? And last one, telling why you would make a good class leader, right? So the person might be you, right? Because you want to telling why, right? And then, or the second person. And the level of writing should be
Formal.
formal, very good. It should be formal, all right? Right? You describe how, why, right? In this part, I would mention the level of writing is different in each situation, all right? So sometimes you might go back again, see who is really your audience, right? And then what you need to write formal, informal, all right? Okay, so next part of a good writing, let's we move on to clarify, right? Clarify from the word clear, right? Clarify, right? Clarify from the word clear. It should be clear, right? So sometimes you need to know a lot of vocabulary or adjective to add in your sentences to make it more details, more cool, right? So let's we see original sentence, right? The soldier slowly crossed the river, right? So if I would like to clarify it, how was it, right? How does it, like more specific, right? The soldier slowly crossed the dangerous river. See, you adding adjective here, right? Telling how was the river? It's dangerous. So you can feel, you have a feeling now more, right? Why do they need to slowly cross? Because it's dangerous, right? Or you're adding, right? The soldier slowly crossed the river in the dark, right? That's why they need to be slow because it's dark at night. They cannot see, right? Or you might adding these two, right? The soldier slowly crossed the dangerous river in the dark, right? So this is how you make it the sentence longer. Sometimes maybe you're a person that like to just write it short. Then your professor said, it's too short. You need to explain more. So what are you going to do with it, right? You need to add an adjective, describe, right? So this part you describe the river, you telling the timeline, right? When it's happened, right? Okay, right? Or you adding more, right? The tired soldiers, right? Slowly cross dangerous river in the dark, right? So you're mentioning a tired soldier. It's not just soldier normal. They are tired, right? So this is how you make your sentence more longer. You can see here from this short become this long because you're just adding adjectives, right? Maybe you can adding prepositions to the sentence, right? To make it more clarified, right? I would like to give you, right, for example, you can use the adjective like good, right? Or the other uh, similar meanings or synonyms like wonderful, incredible, delightful, right? How about bad? Can anyone give me some words that have synonym with bad? Bad means not good, right?
worth,
Right, worse, very good นะคะ any other words? Right, that would be example, right? It's the most simple, right? You can say terrible, right? Awful, right? Poor or worse, like your friend saying. How about the word fun? Fun. Any idea? It's fun. All right, I give you example, right? Right, amusing, right? Entertaining or pleasant, right? This word can be replaced the word fun or the word big. I think big is easy. I think most of you have heard any other adjectives and describe big. Okay, right. You might say colossal, enormous, huge, gigantic, right? So if you're not familiar with this kind of term, right, I would say in your research, you need to know, right, more term than this, okay? You should not just say good or good, only good word you're writing in your research. You need to know more about the word to replace good. The synonym of good, you can use incredible, delightful to replace this word. So your research is not boring, right? And you show that your research is have a good quality, that you have many terms that can be used, right? Terrible, awful to replace the word bad, right? If you're not familiar with this, I would like you to go to a website. I think most of you might commonly heard like thesaurus.com, right? To check about the synonym or intronym of it, right? Okay. Right. Okay, so let's see here. I would like to skip this part, so I will give you example. That person knows a lot about computer. If you get this sentence, if you want to clarify, right, you must say that person is highly known about computer, right? You replace the other words than the word a lot, right? With the term highly, it's the same meaning. They know a lot, right? Number two, his clothes look nice, right? So you might replace the word nice, right? His clothes look pleasant, right? You replace the term. So you can see from the common term nice, you change it to be the other term, right? To be a more academic, right? In the writing. So your writing will be seem better, right? Seem better, right? Like academic, I would say. The store is big, right? So you might change it. The store is enormous, right? You change the term, okay? Right? After eating, we went to a house, right? You might say, after eating, we went to our friend's house, right? You mention it in detail. Not just any one house, but our friend's house, right? This is what you need to practice if you not get used how to use the term, all right? Okay. Now this is the clarify, right? You can make it as the detail by using another adjective, or you find the word that has the same synonym to use, right? Next part, the unity of the paragraph that you need to use here, right? So this one will help you to relate it, the topic sentence and controlling ideas means supporting sentence, right? It will not make you feel like one sentence, connect like that, right? Just put it on the paper. No, right? You must having the unity of the paper to be one, right? When you're reading, you feel it the same story. You feel it is flow. It's not just like different story, right? From what I tell you here, right, I would like you to see here. First thing you can use, right, coherence, okay, right? So, first thing, the coherence is about the logical order. You can tell about the consequences, the situation, what comes first, second, third, right, and then conclusion, right? Then the repetition of the keyword, right? This term you need to use different words, right? Or the keywords that in the topic of your paper. Use the transitional and phrases, right? Transitional, I think most of you might know. I will give you example here, right? Transitional words and phrases that you might use. The word to give example, you want to tell them the example, right? What is it that you want to show them, right? You might say, for example, to demonstrate, in some cases, for instance, right? So these kind of phrases you will see, okay, in the paper, you can use here, right? And if you want to add some more information, you can say, and furthermore, right? Moreover, right? In the addition, right? So next part, if you want to compare and contrast, right? In contrast, however, right? On the other hand, right? To show time, right? Finally, after, before, right? Or may you mention about date, right? To emphasize, right? So you're talking about like, in fact, for this reason, right? You want to explain more, right? To show sequence, right? Telling the order, right? First, second, third, next, then, right? And then to summarize, right? The word therefore, right? A phrase as a result, right? In conclusion, right? So I would say this slide is very important, right? You can using this term, right, in your paper, and I often use it for sure, right? Because this transitional make your paper flow so well, right? It's not just like one sentence and one sentence, right? But if you have this transitional, it means you have one sentence and then it's helping you talking about the next one, right? Flow is so well, right? Right, to blend it together, right? So this is called transitional words, right? When do you gonna use this, right? Sometimes you put it on the beginning of the sentence. Sometimes you're using to connect two sentences together, right? So if you, I would say the word and, right? The word and, you can connect between two sentences, right? Okay, all right. Okay, so all right, and this is the transitional, right, in the sentence, right? For example, even when, for example, you're using but, right, to make a contradicted and, right, when on the beginning of the sentence, next in the beginning of the then, right, transitional, telling the time, right? Okay, so this is just example. Next part, I'm sorry, that if I go a little bit fast, right, you can tell me. Okay, so this is transitional part, right? You can use in the paragraph. Next part will be punctuation mark, right? You can using this element, right, in punctuation mark, right? Like period, question mark, quotation mark, right? How do you use it, right? I would like, I suggest this YouTube link later. Maybe you can take a look at it, right? I will share you the link after this. Then I would show you the example. How can I help you, sir? Right? You're putting correct punctuation mark in your sentences, right? So if you're not good at this, right, I would like to suggest you, right? Maybe you need your friend to help you with this, okay? Or maybe you need to go and study more about this part, all right? Okay, so this is covering on the element of good writing, right? Now, I would go to the next part, right? The types of the paragraph, right? We have in our 1 hour, so I try to catch up, right? The types of the paragraph, there are 4 types of paragraph, okay? So the first one is descriptive, narrative, exposition, expository, and persuasive, right? Here, right? So what is it about? Okay, descriptive is to describe something. Narrative, telling the story. Expository is explain something, right? Or you provide some instruction, right? And persuasive, you try to persuade, okay, the reader, right, to accept or to agree with what you write. So this is the type of the paragraph, right? In your research, right, you need to have I would say all of these except narrative, right? But you might want to add some narrative paragraph in your research sometime, right? So mostly will be descriptive and persuasive, right? So descriptive, you describe, explain, right? How, right? Explain something will be expository also, right? And persuade, maybe on the result, not the result, the conclusion of your paper, you might need to persuade the reader to follow your idea, right? So this is type of the paragraph. Okay, so I will skip this part first, all right? Right. Next part, the last part of this, right? Part of the paragraph, okay? In parts of the paragraph, I would like you to think as the hamburger here. Oh, so yummy, right? Okay, so what is happening here? In your paragraph, you should have topic sentence, which is the first sentence or second. First or second is on the top, right? Supporting sentence will be on the center of your paragraph, okay? And then conclusion sentence will be at the end, right? Okay, so let's see here. We go quickly, right? The first one, right? As I said, we should have the topic sentence, supporting, and conclusion. So topic sentence is the thing that directly telling what are you going to talk about, right? In your paragraph, right? So you should have topic that make the reader understand directly what is it going to be in the story, in the paragraph, right? And then the supporting sentence, as it's called supporting, it will be support your topic, right? The thing that's explain or helping you, right? Or helping the reader to understand your topic. It will be supporting sentence. And last part will be concluding. Concluding is mean overall, right? You need to summarize what's going on here and what is it, right? Okay, I would like to show you here, right? Barefoot boy, right? In this story, right? Let's see here first. I had a scary experience when I was a young boy, right? This sentence, the first sentence, let's go to the next one because mostly topic sentence will be first or second one, right? One evening, while my parents were eating dinner, I was playing barefoot in the yard with my toys. So as you're reading here, right, the one that should be topic sentence, it should be short and clear, right? So the first sentence is the topic sentence. So what is it making him scared, right? This is supporting. When you're reading through all the story, you will see the thing that support your topic, right? It was this sentence, right? Then I saw a snake slowly slithering over my toes, right? This is what him scared, making him scared. Snakes. I feel terrible and afraid, so my heart beat very fast, right? So this sentence, this two sentence is supporting this topic, as you said, what is make him scared. And is it really the snake make him scared? Yes, because he feels terrible and afraid, right? So these two sentences is the support sentence of this topic. In conclusion, what happening? The experience frightening me, and I never went outside barefoot again, right? So this is what happened, right? The snake feared him, and he never go out again, right? It's an experience. Here the words frightening, right? And scary are similar, right? Synonym, right? So as you can see here, right? Sometimes you don't know how you write concluding sentence. Sometimes you can use the topic sentence as concluding, but you just need to find the other one, right? To help you recap on this part, right? Okay. So this is how you find the paragraph. Okay. Next one, right? Topic sentence telling the main idea. Mostly will be first or second sentence, right? Your topic sentence should have topic and controlling idea, right? Okay, let me example, right? Give you example. Computer can be used in many different situations. Computer is the main subject, right? So what you want to talking about, something that you want to talking about, you mentioned here as controlling idea, different situation, right? Is the controlling idea. So in the paragraph, you will be talking about is this situation that you use computer, right? Next one, computer as the main subject, changed enormously. Controlling idea, you're telling how it changed, right? You use computer, same as the main subject. Then you use controlling idea as appeal to different people, right? This one, you can see if you want to write a topic sentence, you should have main subject and controlling idea, right? You think about it, right? What you want to talk, right? And the controlling idea should be easy to explain. Yeah. Okay, right. I would like to skip this part, right? Because the time is running out. So this is talking about topic and controlling idea, right? Okay. Next one is supporting sentence, the middle of the hamburger, right? This part you need to explain, describe clearly. You give example, right? You might mention who, what, when, where, and why, how, right? In here, right? And maybe you give some details to supporting your topic, okay? Right? So supporting sentence should have topic and controlling idea also, right? Okay, right. I would passing this one to the concluding sentence, okay? Right? The concluding sentence will be talking about concluding, right? Conclude, wrap up, right? The story or the thing that you write in the paragraph, what's going on, right? So I would like to give you example here, right? Let me show you here first. This is the topic sentence. My teacher is an optimistic person, right? So this is the main the main idea, right? Then this one is to explain, right? What you want to talking about the teacher, right? You want to telling about the personality of this person. Then you mention here in your supporting sentence, the middle of the hamburger, how optimistic is this person, right? And then at the end, you're writing to sum up, right? What is happening? What is the result of her optimistic, right? Here, right? So this is the example of mine, right? I want to show you here. Okay, right. Okay. There are lots of example here I would like to say, right, to show you. If your topic sentence talking about attractive women, the supporting sentence should describe about the topic and concluding, right, to summarize, sum up all, right? Okay. Now here's come to your point. You might feeling, oh, okay, teacher, so how would I write the paragraph to be a good paragraph, right? I would say the first thing you think about what you want to mention in the paragraph you use at the topic, right? You put at the topic sentence, right? And then after that, in the supporting sentence, you think about what can that, right? That topic can be expanded, right? You can use as the support. To conclude, the concluding sentence is easy. You just sum up all of it, right? Okay. Okay. So, right. No one can tell your story. So tell it yourself. No one can write your story. So write it yourself, right? So I hope you learn something from my class today, right? I'm sorry that this one might be a lot, right, for today. Any questions so far? So if you have any question, feel free to ask. All right. So next week we're talking about paragraph writing, right? I would like to help you more on the paragraph writing because it's the not paragraph writing, sorry, essay writing. So essay is a big package of the paragraph, right? There are 3 to 5 paragraphs in one essay. So, but let's we talk about paragraph more detail next week again, because we will link it to the essay writing, right? Okay, right. So this will be all for me today. I'll thank you everyone so much for joining me today, right? I hope you all enjoy for this today class. Like I hope you can use some of this idea, right, in your research, right? In your research, right? Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you, teacher.
All right. If no question, I will see you next week.
See
Right.
you.
Thank you.
See you.
Okay. See you. All right.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
Thank you, teacher. See you
You're
later.
Thank you,
welcome.
teacher. See you.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. See you. Thank you. Any question? Feel free to ask. Okay.